What's up, yo? Well, I'm gonna wait for a couple people to get in here first before I really start talking. But I wanna I actually had a lot of things that I need to get off my chest, and I got some free time, so I can go ahead and just talk to y'all about it tonight. I got like maybe, I'm gonna go ahead and say I got like 3 or 4 different subjects I want to talk about tonight. But here's the first topic that I want to talk about tonight. Hold on, can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me loud and clear, can't y'all? But all right. Anyway, this is what I want to talk about tonight, or just the first topic. And y'all can obviously see it from the title or whatever, but I want to know, why are people still mad at Michael Vick? Like why? And the thing is, I done posted a couple of things on this right now. But anyway, for people who are not in the know, or for people who have pretty much been living under a rock for the past, I don't know, decade or so, Michael Vick has pretty much been one of the most prolific athletes in the past decade. He's most famous for playing for the Atlanta Falcons. He played for Philadelphia Eagles. He played for the New York Jets, and he most recently played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And in 2007, he got busted for running an illegal dogfighting ring in Northern Virginia, and he did a 2-year jail bid for that. And ever since then, people, I mean, even though despite the fact that he atoned for his crimes, he already did his time. Despite the fact that he had to do a whole bunch of community service and a whole bunch of ass kissing and making up to do, a lot of people still look at him like he's the devil for that. And don't get me wrong, I ain't in no way, shape, or form am I justifying what he did. Yes, I'm an animal lover. I'm a dog lover too. Yes, killing animals is wrong, especially if you're doing it for sport and if you're doing it for sport and recreation. Yes, you are a POS. Michael Vick was a POS for for doing what he did, but it was a decade ago. I feel like that people should just go ahead and I feel like people should let it go. And the only reason why this is being brought back up is because in the 2020 Pro Bowl in February, he was elected as one of the Pro Bowl captains. And Michael Vick is, I mean, I feel like that because of the way he played, Michael Vick, he pretty much did change the game. The only one that's closer to him today is Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson, he's burning it up over there in Baltimore. But like I said, when I first heard this, I was like, man, there ain't no way this is happening for real. With Michael Vick. I mean, I didn't want to believe it, but I'm like, damn. It's like it's hard to believe that somebody with that much talent and that much skill really could stoop so low. I mean, it really does not make any sense. And the thing is, like, you're making millions of dollars. Why are you worried about making an extra 10 or 20,000 with an illegal dogfight ring? Like, it really does not make any sense. But of course, if you got the wrong people in your ear, I mean, the thing is, you got a whole bunch of yes men in your ear, and you might have somebody who's giving you the wrong information or give you the wrong kind of advice, saying, "Hey, man, you should do this," or "Yo, man, this NFL money you got, it ain't gonna last you forever. You gonna need a side hustle." And somebody might have just talked him into doing that. And the thing is, what makes it bad is even if he didn't kill the dogs himself, it was still on his property, and he let it happen. And this man was a previous owner of pit bulls. He bred dogs, so yeah, he was a dog lover too. I mean, but he just got caught up in the wrong situation. Um, but yeah, like I said, I do feel like that Michael Vick should have went to jail for what he did. I mean, don't y'all know? A lot of people don't even know this, but don't y'all know that the judges were going to give him anywhere to 25 to 40 years for that illegal dogfighting ring, because there were 8 dogs that he killed that were killed on his property that he knew about, and he was going to get anywhere from 5 to 8 years for every single dog he killed. So that's a max. They were going to give him a max to 40 years. I think 40 years for killing animals is kind of excessive. That's excessive. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I think he should go to jail for what he did. He should have been punished, you know. But 25 to 40 years, 25 to 40 years for killing dogs is kind of excessive, especially when one. I'm not saying this is okay either, but there's people out there with legal hunting licenses and legal game, and when I say game, they can kill wild animals. I mean, yes, dogs aren't domesticated, I mean, and like I said, a lot of those dogs were injected with drugs and steroids to make them meaner, bigger, stronger, so they can fight and kill other dogs. And like there's like cockfighting in Mexico, people be fighting chickens and other farm animals and betting on them for money and stuff like that, which, that's wrong too. But like I said, it doesn't really make any sense to me as to why Michael Vick, he would have stooped that low, to where he would need to do something like that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. One, like you can't demonize somebody forever, especially if they did everything they can to atone for it and try to make it right. And two, look at the news in the past 10 years. Why was somebody who killed a dog or killed a couple of dogs on their property, why is he looked at as more of a demon than any of these police officers who have killed innocent black people in the past 5 years or so? Hell, from 2012 to now, there has been a black person in the news getting killed by a police officer at least once a week. And I'm not making it up. I mean, just look at the newspaper and look at any news article that you can find on the internet. There's been over 52 black people killed every single year by law enforcement. And also, like, there's been people who have done a lot worse crimes than him and got less time. I mean, there's people who are walking around, murderers, drug dealers, rapists, sex offenders, serial killers, you name it, any kind of felony under the sun, who have not been caught or who have been pleaded guilty, who have been found guilty of the crime and has served less time than Michael Vick or hasn't even got a freaking day in jail. That don't make no damn sense. And like I said, one crime does not justify the other. I ain't saying, this guy robbed a bank. This guy should get less time than a guy who killed 5 people because he didn't hurt anybody. That's not the way that the law works. I mean, it really doesn't work that way. But yeah, like, to me, I feel like that people should just let it go. I mean, like I said, if it's especially, it's hard to. The thing is, in America, it is hard to be a rich African American, especially if you do have talent. And the thing is, it's even harder on them because a lot of them, they let the fame and the money get to their heads, and because a lot of them feel like, just look at the numerous other black athletes and black famous black people, or just famous. Basically, this don't even apply to black people. This could apply to any race. I mean, because a lot of people feel like, oh well, I'm rich, I'm famous, I can rap, I can sing, I can play basketball, I can play football, I'm untouchable, I'm above the law. No. Just because you're rich and just because you're famous, it don't mean you're above the law. And that's the biggest mistake that Michael Vick made. That's his biggest lesson that he needed to learn. That just because you're rich and famous and you got all these people after you, it don't mean you're above the law. If anything, that makes you a more susceptible target. That makes you even more of a target than any of these normal people out here. And also, yeah, if Michael Vick wasn't rich and famous, if he was just a normal guy who did not play football, who was just an average everyday Joe on the street, they would have threw the book at him. He would have got he would have got every last bit. He would have served every last bit of that 25 to 40 years that the judges were going to put on him. So yeah, there's always that. But like I said, I don't know why people still continue to throw this man under the bus even after he already apologized. I mean, everyone's like, well, of course he apologized. I mean, because any rich man, will say anything to get that money back. At that point, it didn't really have anything to do with money. All it had to do with was his integrity and his pride. And playing a professional sport, for millions of dollars a year, that is a privilege. It's not a right, And everybody's always talking about how, no matter what mistake you make, you deserve a second chance. People need to keep the same energy with certain things. Now, I believe people who, hurt and molest children, sex offenders, I believe that those are the only people, people who commit like crimes against humanity, like terrorism. Those are the only people who I don't believe deserve a second chance. Because there's people right now who are in jail for murder, who accidentally killed somebody, who are serving life. There's people who have killed somebody out of self-defense who are serving life. And I'll be honest, like, if it was me, like, if you pull a trigger on somebody, whether it's a self-defense or not, you'll have a hell of a time to explain or try to. The thing is, that's something that you got to prove in court. If you shoot somebody and kill somebody else self-defense, you got to prove they were trying to hurt you first. But yeah, there's people who've done that. They still, they all the evidence, proved stacked against them or whatever, and then they proved that they were innocent. But it is still wrong to take a life. I mean, like I said, I guess it depends on the situation though. But that the crip, but basically the guys. the criminal justice system in America is broken. It's broken as hell. Because like I said, there's people out there who've done a hell of a lot worse things than Michael Vick did and gotten less time, if any time at all. But let me say, this is just a lesson to be learned. The thing is, what happened to Michael Vick kind of was a blessing in disguise because it's going to show a lot of these younger dudes out here what not to do. And of course, some people are going to still make that same mistake because they're going to let the money and the fame go to their heads, And a lot of them, they're going to have to learn the hard way too. Anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest right quick. I know I could have really rambled on about this all day, but yeah, that's pretty much all. Like, guys, regardless of how you might feel about Michael Vick as Michael Vick, regardless how you feel about Michael Vick, the football player, Michael Vick, the athlete, or Michael Vick, the person, even if you don't forgive him, I mean, at least you can. The thing is, like, I feel like you don't have to like him, but you don't have to treat him like a demon. I feel like the people just let it go. And this is coming from a Michael Vick fan. I'm a fan of Michael Vick, and I'm a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, whom he played a short 2 years for. But yeah, I mean, I'm already past it. Like I said, I looked at Michael Vick like a demon for a while too. But it took a while for me, but I eventually ended up letting it go, and I feel like y'all should too.